I will say, depending on which branch of Christianity you go in, which tradition you subscribe to, your view of God is like completely different actually. Like I was a Calvinist for a long time, and since I've become Orthodox, my view of God has shifted completely. And Roman Catholicism also, like I was Roman Catholic until I was 17, a radically different view of God. So like depending on which branch of Christianity you're in, you're not being taught the same things. The same thing, the same God is not being revealed to you, and you're not believing in the same God, at least in terms of who his character is and who he is as in relating to his personal character. So like, it kind of is really important to find the one that's true, because these are all competing pictures of God. Western Christianity, and even within Western Christianity, has different views of God. Orthodoxy is much different than the Western view, and it's like which God is true, right? It matters because, for example, I was Calvinist for a long time. You just have a completely different picture of God, right? Like this damnation of the reprobate, and everything is doing the will of God, and people don't have a choice whether they're going to heaven or hell, is completely different to Orthodoxy, which is God has withdrawn some of his omnipotence in creating the world necessarily in order for humanity to share in the freedom that God has, because God is free, and that's a communicable attribute to his creation. So humanity is free, but in doing so, God has to withdraw some of his omnipotence over creation, right? Calvinism, God has complete omnipotence over everything at all times, which has some problems as to how that relates to the character of God and really desire everyone to be saved. Well, in Orthodoxy, like it's just the case that some things happen in this world that God truly just desires not to happen, but in the end, he will heal everything, and those who are in hell are there because of their own will, right? Versus those who are in hell are there because they did the will of God in God's omnipotent secret decree, and they are damned, and they had no choice but to be damned. In Orthodoxy, you absolutely have a choice to whether or not you're going to be saved or whether or not you're going to be damned. So like, in Roman Catholicism, it's completely different. Like you have to pay back to God the honor that was lost because Christ did that, and now by participating in Christ, you pay back the honor that God lost through Adam's sin, and therefore you're restoring to God his honor, kind of like this feudal medieval system of like kings and like peasants and whatever else. And then if you do it really well, you might actually have a treasury of merit. You're a saint, so you have a treasury of merit because you really paid God back well through participating in the church. And then other people can take some of this treasury of merit. Like that is completely foreign to Orthodoxy, and like that sort of God is so legalistic and compared to anything you find in Orthodoxy. So it's like which God is real, right? And that's like Orthodoxy, like this is the truth, this is the true church, this is the truth about who God is. And ultimately, that's important. We need to find that in order to know who God actually is.